Hi, today we're going to talk about bridging the gap between you and your customers. And for some, it's customers or clients or patients, but basically, these are the folks that will frequent and visit and patronize your business, or in this case, your dental practice. So, let's look at the traditional way uh, professionals have marketed their business. There's been a couple problems. And the first problem is that the marketing media that is traditionally used is not interactive. And so I'm going to give you two examples. The first example is a traditional ad or postcard or mailer that's sent out to solicit and attract new patients for a dentist. If you look at this image, it's a beautiful image. It's a great ad. It has a very attractive person. It has a good call to action. There's a story behind every smile. But if I'm reading this, the only way I can take action is to either visit the website here or call the phone number. And in today's day and age, we will leave our house with probably everything except for two things. First thing being our cell phone, second thing being, if you're a man, your wallet, or if you're a woman, your purse. And personally, I'd rather leave my wallet than my cell phone. But if we look at a small adjustment that we could make to this ad, now the viewer is looking at this ad and they are seeing the same kind of advertisement, but there's a call to action and there's a way for them to immediately communicate if they're interested in this dentistry. At the bottom here, it says text visit to a phone number for a first-time visitor coupon. Now, if I was even on the fence about visiting this dentist, just seeing that gave me the ability to immediately pull out my cell phone and text visit to that phone number just to see what type of coupon I would get. Now, let's do that. Let's text visit to this phone number and see what kind of response we get. And I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay, so if you text visit to that phone number, 410-205-1786, you would see that you will receive a text message in response, an automated text message that says, welcome to, in this case, Dr. Brian Moore's VIP list. Present this text to receive 10% off your first visit with us. Now, we just put this up here for example. And obviously, we're just using this ad as an example, but you can see how advertising can become very, very interactive. So the problem was we had traditionally an ad or some media that went out that did not have the ability to interact immediately with that viewer without them calling or physically going to the website. Now with the text message, we've added an instant response mechanism so that viewer can have instant access to your offer. Now, just because websites are multimedia, it doesn't mean that they don't have the same problem. And I'll use a few websites as an example. The first one here, this is a good website. It has a coupon, has locations, it's very interactive. Okay. But it could be better, especially if the viewer is looking at this on a mobile phone. Let's look at another example. This is also a very good example. If someone is looking at this website on a mobile phone, they may or may not be able to see the phone number. They may or may not be able to click on a lot of these drop-down menus. So it's not mobile friendly. In today's day and age, a lot of viewers and searchers that are seeking services will search on their iPad or on their cell phone, especially if they're away from the home or out doing traveling in the local neighborhood. Now let's look at another website. This website, even though it may not be mobile friendly, there's still a quick call to action at the top that says if they're on a mobile phone, they can definitely see this banner and they can text visit for a first-time visitor coupon. Also, you'll see that the the sideline has a map for location purposes and office hours and a link for social media and reviews. In addition, the telephone number is clearly outlined at the top, so there's no mistake and there's clear contrast between the background color and the phone number, which helps the viewer identify the number that they want to call. So since we're talking about mobile websites, let's look at a mobile-friendly website. Like we said, people always search when they're on the run, especially if they're in a hurry, need a phone number, directions, or just need a quick coupon if they're going somewhere. So this is what a mobile-friendly website is going to look like. It's going to convert your traditional desktop website, and it identifies if the device accessing the website is either a desktop or a mobile device, and will automatically switch the theme and give the viewer easy access to either press to call, press to get the map location, press to get a list of their services, or press for coupons. Now, all this stuff really makes it easier for your customers, your clients, and your patients to reach you. And that's the sole objective, to keep in contact with and bridge the gap between you and your client, customer, and patient. Okay, so let's look at another way that we can use text messaging to not only to attract initial customers, but to keep our existing customers coming back. And one way we like to do that is by what we call loyalty programs. Loyalty programs engage your existing customers and give them incentives to come back. So in this instance, this is something that could be used at a reception desk. Before the client or customer or patient leaves, they'll see something similar to this that you place that is strategically positioned so that they can see it. And if they're paying a bill or paying an invoice, you give them a discount and say, look, I'll give you a small percentage off if you join our VIP club. Now what this does, it tells them to text visit to a local number. These numbers could be toll-free numbers, and it could be any keyword that you choose. But what happens is you start to build a database of customers now that you can instantly communicate with and instantly send out offers to. Now that's extremely powerful. And I'll show you why a little later. Okay, so let's look at lost appointments. Lost appointments are very costly to any practice or business. The problem is that people forget, or they don't have time to call and cancel the appointment. It's usually a last-minute occurrence. But the solution is, as soon as you set that appointment with that patient, you want to put them in an instant autoresponder sequence. Okay? And you can do that again by placing a pop-up or a notice or a flyer or a piece of paper similar to this that you can create and just attach the same keyword to your text message number so that they can join a VIP club or whatever, so that they can become notified. Or you can put them into a notification sequence yourself as soon as you set that appointment for them. Okay, so let's look at the system. When we make the appointment for our patient, we can just jump right into our mobile dashboard, and we can just select new event and create a campaign for that new appointment. And the system will automatically send the patient reminders based on how you set it up to remind them. So if you want to remind them a couple days before and then maybe the morning of, you can do that as well. And you can cater the message to specifically state if they need to cancel, they can respond, or they can, and most of the times people will rather respond and cancel something or reschedule something via text message than doing it in person. So this will increase the notice and the time that you have before someone inadvertently just doesn't show up. Now you have the mechanism in place that you don't have to call them to remind them, and if you need to send out voice messages, the system will automatically send out pre-recorded voice reminders or emails or text messages. It doesn't matter. Whichever way works for the patient or works for your practice, you have the means to do it here. Okay, so I said I would show you a little later how you can use your text messaging list of VIP members to increase business. So here we have your campaign access, and you can just come right in here, or if you don't want to bother with the platform, just issue a support ticket and we'll do it for you. And you can say, well, I want to run a special this week. Anyone who comes in and sets up or calls and sets an appointment, we'll give them a coupon or incentive. So we can go into your system, or you can go into your system and just launch a campaign and select your list. If you can have multiple lists with multiple different people, you can have a list for VIP members. If they text in VIP, you can have a list of people who are interested in teeth whitening or in veneers, or the creativity is pretty much limitless as to what you can use this communication mechanism for to market to people who are interested in a particular type of service. But if things are slow, at least you can come in here and access your database and instantly communicate with your entire list of patients, and that's extremely powerful. Okay, we already talked about mobile friendly websites, but I just wanted to show you what a website looks like that is not mobile friendly when someone tries to access it on a mobile phone. So here we have a website that's not mobile friendly, and you can see, at least you can see the telephone number, and potentially they can click to call. So that's actually pretty good. But most of the time, it's not even this easy to access. So the viewer has to scroll and really maneuver the website in order to get the information that they need. And so with a mobile friendly website, let's go back to our mobile picture, all the viewer has to do is just click on one button to call, one button for directions, one button for list of services, and another button to get the coupons. Okay, the last thing we want to talk about today is local reviews. Local reviews are very powerful for mobile customers, to get mobile customers, because when folks are away from the home, they will access information on their phone or their iPad. And this is just an example. Let's look back. I did a quick search for Dentist Review Baltimore, and you can see someone's looking for a dentist, and they're out at lunch and they're looking for a dentist. They'll type in Dentist Reviews Baltimore, and you can see that Google will tell them locally the list of dentists that are in their area. Okay, now some of these have reviews, and actually some of them do not. Just look at one that has a lot of reviews. This one has 9 reviews. All right, and people will typically click on the links that have the most reviews because they can get more information. And this practice did a really good job. They'd have a nice picture up that links to their website. The map is working. And you can see here they have photos of their certifications. And your reviews start here. Now, they've got decent reviews. And so you want to encourage and capture reviews from people who are leaving your practice after appointments. And all you have to do is have a little small form that they fill out with check boxes, and make it easy for them, and just have them sign it and submit it to you. If it's good, it's good, and you ask them for the approval to submit it to the review sites. And You can either do it yourself or you can put a trouble ticket in and we can do it for you. And we will submit it to all of the review sites and set up a review system for you so you can start to capture your reviews. And actually, some of our clients even have a link that they send their patients via text message that gives the patient the ability to instantly rate their service, and that's very powerful. Okay, so that's a real quick overview of how a dental practice can bridge the gap between themselves and their customers. And if someone implemented a system like this, which is very, very easy, and they generate a handful of new customers every month and a handful of repeat customers every month. The system is so cost effective and the return on investment is so high that it makes great business sense to use a technology base to communicate to your customers and your clients and your patients. All right.